Hello everyone, welcome to a very special event, a very special feature presentation and showing, featuring yours truly.
Yay!
Yes, that would be me, Madhog Master, and also we have my boy, your boy, everyone's boy, WhyBoy.
Hello, I'm slightly sick. Woohoo!
One cannot tell the difference.
Hooray!
'Tis the season for colds after all.
Mhm.
Right, so tonight's feature presentation is a live commentary of Gulliver's Travels, 1939, Fleischer Studios, the second ever feature-length animated film. Feature is a word that's going to be featured a lot tonight, it would seem. There is a long and rich history behind this film, obviously, because it is, again, the second ever of its kind after 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by Disney. As such, there are all sorts of information and drama behind its production, given its unique placement in the annals of animated history and Hollywood history, cinema's history, for that matter, because it is a peculiar position to occupy. There is a reason why no one, or very few at the very least, would remember this forgotten classic. Now, WhyBoy has never seen it before, am I right?
No, I have not seen it. I have talked about it in my animation history class, but I haven't seen it all the way through.
Lucky for you, I've seen this film on multiple occasions as a child. In fact, I could not get enough of it. See if you can understand why, once we see it. But yes, the last time I watched it properly was almost 10 years ago, when I held lectures about the animation history, the American animation scene to be specific, and this film had its own class, so to speak. I remember that time it was quite an experience, yes, I'll lead you with that. This film is, in fact, an experience, but not for the reasons you might think it is. Now, of course, I have all sorts of information and all sorts of notes at the ready in case they need to be brought up. And as we are going through this film, I will take any chance and any opportunity I get to properly illustrate some interesting facts and factoids about it. We are doing a commentary on a 76 minutes long public domain underrated classic.
Nice.
Yes, I should actually start off by saying that this is public domain. And that says a lot, doesn't it? Snow White is the very first animated film, feature-length animated film in history. It is firmly in the grasp of the most successful media empire in the world. Meanwhile, Gulliver's Travels by the Fleischer brothers is in the public domain and can be viewed online right now. So yes, that says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I am glad it's in the public domain. This is the only copy of the film I can currently watch. I do not have the Thunderbeam remastered DVD. I doubt it would be available in my area anyway. But yes, if you're American, you can get this film on DVD. Check out the Thunderbeam library in that sense. I think those are enough words of introduction for now. Let's get into it and watch Gulliver's Travels, based off the epic tale by Jonathan Swift, of the same name.
Oh, God.
Well, to be perfectly clear, the complete title of the novel is Travels into Several Remote Nations of the World in 4 parts by Lemuel Gulliver, first a surgeon and then a captain of several ships. Yes, that is the full title. Right, so I guess Gulliver's Travels by the Fleischer Studios will be the first in a long line of films to only ever adapt the first travel of Gulliver, the travel to the land of Lilliput, the small people, that is. So it's more akin to Gulliver's Travel, singular.
Yeah, right.
Fun. Fun times. Right. Let's get started, shall we?
Sounds good.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Paramount presents
Ooh.
Gulliver's Travels in Technicolor. Yes. Ooh. You wouldn't have... Oh yes! Jonathan Swift's immortal tale, deprived of its entire satirical subtext. Hooray! It wouldn't be a Fleischer production without some live-action elements, like this lovely small model of a ship.
Wow. Oh, I like the music.
Yes, the credits here are pretty much showcasing the entire soundtrack of the film.
Oh, I see.
So, we have a lot of information about this film, thankfully.
Okay, fire it away.
So, this was commissioned by Paramount Pictures to Fleischer Studios after the obvious success of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Funnily enough, they only had 18 months to make this film. So it's crunch time.
Oh, that's insane.
It's insane. Then again, Paramount was being pretty insane at the time. You've heard about Disney's Folly, which was Snow White. Well, Gulliver's Travels was Paramount's Folly.
So to read that?
We begin with a blurb here to contextualize that this is indeed an adaptation.
I see.
Right. So originally, Gulliver's Travels was supposed to star Popeye the Sailor. That was the original pitch, the original idea that Max Fleischer proposed, but such was not the case in the end. I would argue this might have been a much more interesting film if Popeye was playing as Gulliver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So anyway...
There's a lot more you can do with that.
Yes, and as you will soon find out, this film needed for things to happen desperately. Of course, you are aware that Snow White had several pacing problems and downright padding scenes.
Right.
Gulliver's Travels is a lot worse in that regard, unfortunately. It was very hard to fill 76 minutes with animation.
So they need to put in some live-action segments.
No. But they had a lot of rotoscoping.
Yeah, I more meant that. Okay, yeah, so there's a lot more rotoscoping in this one, basically cut down on work for them.
And the rotoscoping does not merge well with the traditionally animated cartoon characters that are most of the cast in this film.
Yeah.
Good old Gulliver. Surviving a bit of a marooning, and now takes a nap on the beach. Oh, we're about to meet our main character. Well, I say main character, but really he is the standout character who really is not supposed to be the protagonist.
Right.
Everyone, meet Gabby.
Oh, well. Well, I just imagine now Mickey Mouse is walking in a lawyer outfit and just like, are these dwarves? Is this a dwarf?
No, Lilliputs, as you might know, are very small people.
But he definitely has that dwarf look to him.
He is grumpy because he has to do the night patrol. I see.
Where?
Right, so Gabby here, not to be confused with Gabby the goat. He is voiced by Pinto Colvig, whom at the time was also the voice of Goofy and Pluto.
Oh, okay.
So you might notice that the plot seems to be itching to start, but it can't quite start because we have to see Gabby doing his shtick.
Yeah.
I might be a bit biased against Gabby for various reasons, but, well, here we are. Oh, this scene is oddly familiar, isn't it?
Yeah. Like... Oh, dang it.
That's a weird protrusion there. I see. Let's see. 4 fingers, 5 fingers. Well, hey, I have 5 fingers. That's peculiar.
Your big head? Wow.
All's well, Gabby. Remember, all's well.
Yes.
It's a big hand attached to an arm.
Yeah.
I do like these backgrounds.
Yeah, the backgrounds are very well drawn. But it's definitely like 2 different animators worked on this. One for the character designs, one for the backgrounds.
Oh yes, a lot of people have worked on this, and at some point I will list them. Here we are. This is the formal introduction to the village or kingdom of Lilliput. And the next several minutes are going to be Gabby trying to inform everyone that, indeed, there is a giant.
Oh,
but,
God.
Unfortunately, no one listens to him. Because he's Gabby.
Yep. So
Stop!
Yeah.
The king has visitors.
Do you know they're signing a wedding contract?
There's a giant on the beach!
There is a giant on the beach!
Slap.
Right. So, at this point, the real plot finally starts, and it has nothing to do with either Gabby or Gulliver.
Yeah.
It's...
Ooh.
It's a peculiar situation we have here.
It's super round.
Wow, we have a marriage.
What does this 5th day of November can I have of his daughter, Princess Glory?
Princess Glory and the prince are both rotoscoped, which is obvious.
Yeah.
King
What?
King Bombo. He has possessed, doesn't he?
Perfect.
Right, the other king, King Little, is voiced by... Let me just check out to be sure. Jack Mercer, whom is also the voice actor for Popeye.
Wow. Oh.
He's so chumly.
Yeah.
Your Majesty, the wedding things are here.
There's a giant on the beach! Anyway, so as I was saying, we must have the entire kitchen parading, apparently.
Yeah.
Let it go, let it go. There's a giant on the beach. Let's see now. Okay, so while all of this is going on,
Rhododendrons, ranunculus, snapdragons, und daisies.
main animators for
flowers.
this were the likes of Seymour Nightel, Willard Bowski, Tom Palmer, Grim Natwick, William Hending and Roland Crandall, Thomas Johnson, Robert Leffingwell, Frank Kelling, Winfield Oskins,
Wow.
and Orestes Scalpini. These are just the main animators. A lot more people worked on this, obviously. Natwick in particular, you might be familiar with him if you're familiar at all with Betty Boop, because he was the one who drew the character originally. So what you're seeing right now is what you see for the majority of this film. A lot of scenes dedicated to side comic relief characters with their bit of nonsense, and that is the majority of the running time. There is very little time for the actual plot or the characters relevant to the plot to develop at all.
Oh, I see.
Which
There's only
is...
people who are expecting
Yes.
rats.
Technically, this is supposed to be Princess Glory and Prince David's story, but they are barely in this film. I must say, Princess Glory's model is a bit iffy, isn't it? I swear it seems the mouth and the eyes are moving at a different speed. Pace altogether.
Yeah, like a few frames are missing. Right around when not meets like alternate universe. What was the devil's name again?
What?
What was the devil's name? I just totally blanked on his name.
The name of the prince?
Oh, no, the character for one of our stories. Oh yeah, he was scaring somebody else in their dreams. So it just continues. There's no way to really stop it.
I must say, right now I have no idea what you're talking about. Your cold is not helping, I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought, yeah.
Okay.
It's hard out to piece of thought with being partially sick.
We're having a bit of a crisis, everyone. In the meantime, here is a bit more information about this film.
Yeah.
This film grossed about $3,027,000 at the time, for a budget of $700,000. It was a big success in spite of being released theatrically in limited fashion. But Paramount still screwed over Fleischer Studios over it, because they went over
course.
budget a little bit.
How much over budget?
Well, they had a budget of $250,000.
Oh god. And how much over did they go?
The budget was $700,000, you do the math.
Oh god.
But they made back $3 million, so it should be fine. Anyway, these two... They wanted their own songs to be sang at the wedding. So they end up starting a war over it.
Yeah, of course. That's
As
just
you
a
do.
rational thing to do.
I mean, again, in the context of the original book, this was a satire. The joke with the Lilliputians is that they were really small, but they made a big deal out of everything.
Right.
Of course, the satirical subtext is amiss in this children family version of it. So...
Oh no. He
this
murdered
is
them.
supposed to be very tragic, very sad. Oh,
He killed a cake.
this is the real romance of the film.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Ah!
Yeah.
It's war! Welp, he was about to change his mind, but you guards had to mess up.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sad because I don't get to marry you, no.
Oh.
I have so much character. Oh. I'm sorry, Gabby, I cannot understand you. You're too high pitch.
Yeah, you talk all you want, but no one can understand.
Wait,
You're gone.
Invisible King? He's gone! Oh, there it is.
It's cheaper to animate that way.
I'm trying to tell you that there's a giant.
When I get my dandruff up, look out.
Oh, glory. Oh, she's so sad. She has such a rich character to her.
Don't look now, gentlemen, but it's war. War?
Yay, war! Oh, no, shut up, you little... Forever. Yes, this prince looks to be 19, but he sounds like he's 45.
Yeah.
His voice is a bit too deep.
Yeah, for a teenage voice. And he's got to be so much prettier than everyone else.
He's prettier than the princess, that's for sure, with her weirdly cubistic face.
Yeah.
Oh, he's remembering all the fun times he had with the king, the other king. Are we sure this isn't a romance about this too? He's so... he's so conflicted about it.
Yeah.
He has so much more character development than all other characters in this film.
Yeah.
He's going through several million emotions at once.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the animators must have had the time of their lives animating that king's face. Just going nuts.
Yeah, those expressions are going all over the place.
Yes. Let's see. Animator A, you have to portray him having an emotional breakdown. Animator C, you have to portray him laughing. Animator A, you have to portray him pensive. All three at once, go! Animation is a fantastic art form.
It is.
So these three are the king's henchmen and assassins, by all intents and purposes. They are here to monitor the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm telling you, there's a...
What's on your mind?
I said...
Speak up, man.
There's a giant on the beach! There's a giant on the beach!
There's a what on what?
Button your mouth. Can't you see I have a war on my hands? Be off with you. Shoo, 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 shoo.
A war? Do you suppose he could be a spy?
Or follow me with passion. Who's a spy? Who's a spy?
The giant!
There's a giant on the beach!
Yeah, we're 20 minutes in and we haven't even looked at the giant again.
Right, so finally, the giant on the beach has been spotted. Did you know, WhyBoy, that there was, in fact, a giant on the beach?
No, I didn't know. There was no hints of that at all.
I did not know as well, but apparently there is a giant on the beach. Who could have guessed?
That must have been super scary.
Hey. Oh. Hey everyone, there is a giant on the beach! There's a giant on the beach?
We don't care, we're trying to sleep.
Oh no! A giant on the beach?
Yeah, oh.
I'm not sure, but I think there is, in fact, a giant on the beach.
Yeah, you can't be positive, though.
I mean, if only we had some more confirmations about that, you know? We have to be sure that there is a giant on the beach. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste precious minutes of this film going somewhere, and then we don't find anything, and then we go back. Oh wait, the giant is on the other beach.
Yeah.
You know? Did you know we have other beaches?
Oh god, that's it. Oh, dumb.
Oh man. Right, so, of course, we need to show every single step, every single position and scene these characters occupy throughout this film, because we had to fill 76 minutes of running time, and
Yeah.
the plot is too thin to make up for 15 minutes of this, and I am not even exaggerating.
Yeah, that's just really sad. Just like you said, it's just a bunch of scenes you could really just cut out. Because all
Well-
you need is basically just an establishing of them walking somewhere, and they're
Well,
at the beach, and just like,
I must
oh, there's
say,
nobody
though,
here.
without any of these scenes, the film would be just 20 minutes long, and these scenes, for lack of a better comment, they are well animated at the very least. They are showcasing what the Fleischer Studios and its animators can do. Which really has always been the philosophy of these studios. The art of the animation above all else, above structure, making narrative sense, theming, just a lot of surrealistic, supernatural, satanistic nonsense that
Yeah.
they could no longer do after 1934 due to the Hays Code. At that point, Puritan America has spoken, so we can no longer have the devil or sexy Betty Boop running around. Lack of Betty Boop, their signature character, pretty much ensured that the studios would fail in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, the only cartoons that were selling were the Popeye ones.
Right.
And with Paramount Pictures screwing them over the 2 feature films they made, it was only a matter of time before they assimilated the studios and they formed a new one from the ashes of Fleischer Studios. And the new one, the new studios, will be the famous studios, that is.
Mm-hmm.
That would happen in 1942.
Yeah.
I think, and don't quote me on this,
Right.
but there might be a giant on the beach.
Oh no, a giant on the beach.
So they have been mocking Gabby this entire time because, hey, there is no giant on the beach. Where is he? They were standing on it, obviously.
Exactly. Very pretty.
No, the animation is very pretty in spite of some rushed jobs they had to do in order to meet the insane deadline that they were given by Paramount. And make no mistake, it was rather insane.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Are you guys still going on about the giant on the beach? Seriously?
Yeah, we're already we're reaching 25 minutes.
I think we've killed this joke about several times by now.
Yeah.
So it's impressive to fathom that this film was, in fact, a commercial success at the time, in spite of the limited theatrical releases and the fact that everyone inevitably would have compared it to Snow White, because it is the only previous example of this. Why would you carry around a bear trap like that?
Yeah, it's just asking for pain.
So all of these background characters, these comic relief side characters that are effectively completely unimportant to the plot, they are far more personality and far better developed characteristics and traits than the main characters, the alleged main characters, would ever have. And that's another problem that this film sports. Regardless, this is an interesting viewing no matter where you are, because, again, it was the second only time in history this had happened at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this next couple of minutes, and I'm using the term couple of minutes rather generously, are completely devoted to showcasing the long, arduous process of ensnaring and capturing Gulliver, which, to the animators and the studio's credits, it's a really ambitious scene to animate. It does not contribute anything at all to the story or the narrative, but it makes for a very fascinating world building. Look at this. They excavated a hole, several holes under him. They ran through those holes, they tied up a note.
Yep, now they're fighting to the death.
They are going to raise the hand using a combination of ropes and several mechanisms. There is a ingenuity here that we... Oh, this is quite clever, actually. In order to do the best possible knot. This is great. Like I said, there is an ingenuity in this sort of process that no other adaptation of this material has ever showcased. Mostly because it would be insanity to showcase a scene like this in its entirety, but I am glad that this film has it, because it's really interesting to behold. It makes for spectacular world building.
Yeah.
I just wish that the world building would not come at the expense of whatever plot you were going to have.
The tiniest little hug just causes all this crap.
Haha, look at me, ha, I'm strong. I'm just interested in learning the stories of all of these characters. Why does that little man has that milkman hat? And what's up with this alpinist guy? I guess that's how I should call him. Wait, no! That's one way to do that! Shenanigans abound.
Oh no, shenanigans, run!
Shenanigans with a dose of hijinks.
Oh man.
So, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, for better and for worse, knew how to tell a story in its allotted running time. Sure, it had plenty of padding and pacing problems overall, but I would say that somebody at Disney knew what they were doing a little bit better. Then again, considering they only had 18 months to make all of this, it's clear that scripting an actual story had to take second priority compared to actually getting this product done.
Right.
Which
so
of course means...
It's a rushed job in the end.
Well, it's not a rushed job in terms of the animation, but it is a rushed job in terms of an actual script. It's clear that most of this film is storyboard driven, like most cartoons were at the time, but when you're making a feature length, you need to have a script in order for it to work. As it were, the Fleischer Studios were not really good in pacing themselves. Even the Popeye color specials from a couple of years prior, they were 15 minutes long, but they had a lot of padding in them. So if they cannot properly pace a 15 minutes color special, what makes you think they can do the same for a 76 minutes long feature like this one? Come on now, let's go! My voice is a bit hoarse!
How long are we just going to be focused on Gulliver just passed out?
You shouldn't get somebody drunk operating that machine. Right. Okay, so this is the trial by fire, as it were. Will they lift him up? I must say, they are awfully organized, considering they were a traditionally angry mob with torches and pitchforks coming to the beach to see the giant on said beach. Honestly, I did not see them bringing this complex apparatus. Or the horses, for that matter. Where are the horses coming from?
Oh no.
Ah, this is good for the spine.
There we go. Oh god.
Are we ready to go, lads?
Are we finally ready? We spent like 5 minutes doing this.
I think a little bit more than 5 minutes. But yes, this was a very pleasant scene. Very well animated. Complex, multi-layered. It must have been a storyboard nightmare. Not to mention everything else about it. If this were to be the only scene like this in this film, it would be so much more special. As it happens, it isn't.
Yeah, we don't have to say goodbye or anything like that.
So, about Gabby.
Yeah.
I've mentioned at the beginning that Gabby was the standout character from this film. I mean that because afterwards they had a few episodes, a few short-length cartoons starring Gabby in the world of Lilliput. And the main conceit of all those cartoons is that nobody likes Gabby because he's the most annoying entity in the universe. They're not bad cartoons, actually. I would like to show them to you one of these days.
Can't wait to see it.
This is very dangerous, you guys.
Yeah. There we go. Whoop.
So, whether you would admit it or not, this adaptation pretty much set the standards for how future adaptations of Gulliver's Travels would pan out. Mostly, they would be devoid of the very angry, vexing, satirical subtext, and they would never adapt anything beyond the land of Lilliput, which is the first travel. We don't have the land of the giants, we don't have Laputa, the island in the sky. Yes, Laputa, you heard me. If you're thinking about Laputa Castle in the Sky by Miyazaki, now you know what the main inspiration for that particular landmass was. And every single land, every single travel of Gulliver showcases a different facet of human behavior and society that Jonathan Swift swiftly comments on.
My God.
I can assure you there is nothing more poignant and inflammatory than an Irish writer during the time of the British Empire.
Sure.
And yes, Jonathan Swift was that. So yes, you can see If anybody would have a legitimate claim over potent, powerful satire in the 19th century, that would be Jonathan Swift.
Ooh.
I bet you that some people who were big fans of the book and went to the theaters to watch this film were very disappointed that Gulliver did not pee on the Queen. That's something that happens in the book. It's wacky.
So wacky.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but Jonathan Swift also is famous for his anonymous publishing of A Modest Proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what A Modest Proposal entails?
Yeah, keep them on the island until they're all good people again.
No, A Modest Proposal is a satirical essay he published in the 19th century. It has nothing to do with Gulliver's Travels. This is something, this is a bit more of information about Jonathan Swift, because why not? In said Modest Proposal, Jonathan Swift single-handedly, well, destroyed, if you will, society, or I should say classism, social inequality, and bourgeoisie, and whatnot.
Gulliver, you can finally gonna wake up?
So, A Modest Proposal was about Jonathan Swift proposing to eat babies.
Yeah.
Specifically the children of the poor. They would be cultivated and then sold, and that would resolve the world hunger issue.
Yep, exactly. He just likes picking on the weak.
That's capital S satire, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone needs to get on Jonathan Swift's level there. I mean, if people nowadays have problem understanding the difference between satire and just being a horrible monster, imagine people at the time.
Ooh.
Right, so I guess the giant is no longer on the beach. There's a giant in the city!
Ah, dang!
Oh no! We brought him here! What have we done?
No, he's dead.
Oh, this. What, have you never seen a giant clock before? Well, they're dead.
Yeah.
Flattened. That's a big telescope. There is a gun. This is... well, you've heard about Chekhov's gun. This is Gulliver's gun.
Yes, right.
It pretty much works on the same premise. Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, no, no, whoa!
He is waking up. You know, people died with the measles in the 1600s. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Oh no. You know, I liked him better when he was immobile.
That's fair.
That's fair. Oh, my hair! Who nailed my hair to the floor? I'm gonna get this ropes. I'm gonna eat my spinach. If only. If only Popeye was playing Gulliver. There's a little Lilliput over there. I'm getting to grab the little Lilliput. Lilliput is... What's wrong with a little fellow there? Do you have Miss Spinach? Do you have Miss Spinach? Oh gosh! That horrified face.
Oh my god, this stuff is so wacky. Oh,
A tiny man. Why do you sound so condescending, Gulliver?
yeah.
Hold on there, mate. Hold on there, mate.
Yeah, why?
Hmm.
I'm king around here.
King Little the Third.
To the turret. Archers, surround the giant. Surround the giant.
Yeah.
There's a giant in the city.
Oh god, that one giant is causing all sorts of mayhem.
Uh-oh.
What?
Well.
All votes. See.
I guess I will not squash him today.
Yeah.
But someday I will.
Someday. But today is not that day. And tomorrow for once WhyBoy gets better and this stupid thing is all done.
WhyBoy in Lilliput. WhyBoy's travels. He gets into Lilliput. Oh no! The forever fanboys are attacking the city. It sure is an inconvenient time to start a war. Haha, how'd you like that? King Bombo, haha, today is King Bombo's day, ha ha ha, and there is nothing that's going to change that. No siree. I guess we are.
Yeah, I guess we're good.
Oh boy. My rotoscoping senses are tingling.
Get back to your post! Get back there and fight! We of Gulliver's crew are not...
Hi, I am very amused by you.
Oh my god.
Yes, it does not look all that good, does it?
No.
Well, that's a fast retreat. Also, there is an awkward cut there.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my god.
Come on, guys, I don't bite. Well, it is very appropriate that he sounds drunk. After all, he was drunk for most of that segment of the story.
Yeah, he drank all that seawater too. That probably
No,
wasn't
I
good for
mean,
him.
drunk with wine, and then he peed on the queen. Again, I will never not remind you people that Gulliver originally peed on the queen of Lilliput to put out a fire. But they did not appreciate it regardless.
Yeah, of course.
So, hey, come here often?
Do you wear your hair helmet very often?
So, where can a guy get something to drink, fellers?
Come now, don't let my size frighten you.
Oh, gosh.
Your Majesty. Surely you're not afraid of me.
No, afraid? Me, no.
Then let me present
No.
myself. My name is Gulliver, Your Majesty.
Yes, Gulliver. No first name, just Gulliver. Might?
At your service.
At your service.
Gulliver.
Well, welcome to Lilliput, Mr. Gulliver.
Yes, indeed.
Gulliver, can you...
Unexpected war assets.
Your Majesty.
Hooray!
Body my size.
Splendid,
He looks somehow even worse from a distance.
He really does. It doesn't look like his shirt is really complete. He's got weird triangles.
He really stands out against the background in the worst possible way.
Yeah,
Then again, those
just-
were the limits of rotoscoping.
yeah, they couldn't shade him at all.
No, that's no good. My new slaves. He's so amused by all of this.
I am a god.
Ah, yes. Look at this. They're throwing a parade on me, they're all ants, and they're all mine. Oh, yes. Now, where can I get me spinach?
Yeah, if any of them pissed him off, he can just squish one.
Can you imagine the hazardous accidents? Can you imagine how much it would cost to feed him? Honestly, the cost would not be worth it, even for the war effort.
Yeah, no, not at all. If not, they can actually use money there to make their own sort of currency.
Yes, it's a happy day. Well, not for everyone. Hey, remember Princess Glory? She is one of the main characters. I mean, she isn't, but this is supposed to be about her and the Prince David.
Yeah.
It's basically Romeo and Juliet. There is a Romeo and Juliet subplot going on here, hidden almost in the subtext. That's not what you put into the subtext. You don't subtextualize the text.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
This is taking forever.
Yes, so like I said, here's another scene of just Lilliputians being wacky Lilliputians with their crazy cartoon ingenuity and stabbing the guy through the heart.
Yeah.
That could end up in somebody's eye. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm checking the running time right now. Wow, we are well over the alpha waypoint and nothing has happened of
No,
note.
not at all. Oh god, this is so boring.
Well, it's
Even
not
it's
boring for me because there is a lot going on in terms... Mario? Is that you, Mario? That's Mario!
Yeah.
It's a me, Mario. Okay. I forgot what I was about to say, but I'm happy because I saw Mario.
You were saying that you were more enjoying this. You didn't find it boring, that sort of thing. Oh,
Well,
God.
you have to understand, I grew up with this film, and also I am commenting on it and being relatively snarky about it with you, so that fights off the boredom quite easily.
It really does. Like, I would be more snarky about it, but it's just... Gulliver is just not a character. It's just, I'm big. Well, that's
I'm
it for my
big.
character.
Well, you know, some would say that's all you need to succeed in professional wrestling. You're big! That'll work, says Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Well, we ain't doing wrestling. We're trying to do a movie.
Yes, trying being the key word here. Ah, yes, with these new clothes, I am now more powerful than I ever was. Oh, God! Haha, look at me! Haha, you did all the work and I take all the credit for some reason.
Hooray.
There is something oddly lovable about Gulliver, I can't quite put it. Maybe it's the fact that he seems so happy and so jovial about this whole situation. He's like a child going to Disneyland.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like the original almost escapist fantasy. Like, he just goes to a mysterious island where just the little people just basically treat him like a god.
Yes, of course, this is devoid of the original satirical subtext, and this is all just wacky for the sake of being wacky.
The princess looks like she's just constantly asleep.
Toodaloo! Well, I guess now we know where all the liquor ended up, inside that bird.
Yeah.
Right, so King Bombo... Oh, hi, Prince David. King Bombo sent an emissary to his trio of ne'er-do-wells to instruct them to find information and weaknesses about this giant in the city.
Oh, no. There's a giant in the city?
Yes, I know, right? First there was a giant in the beach, but now the giant is in the city. And that's all the plot we've had up until this point.
Yeah, really. Jeez.
Oh, nice shading and light effect. It makes
Yeah,
Gulliver
nice read in
look...
quotation marks.
Well, it makes him look slightly less jarring compared to the cartoon characters.
Slightly being the key word there.
I know, listen, they tried. They had 18 months to make this because Paramount is controlled by a bunch of insane people who were on the verge of bankrupting themselves several times throughout the 1930s. So that should give you a clue or two.
Yeah, right. I would. It's definitely really impressive for like one of the first animated movies of all time.
The
But just-
second, in fact.
Yeah.
Dear spies, get rid of the giant or else. Cordially yours, King Bumbo!
I've been like, how? He's a giant. We're little people.
Maybe we can give him a virus?
Or maybe he'll just give us a virus because he's kind of a big giant from an strange land.
Well, from his perspective, Lilliput is the strange land, and what am I looking at right now?
Just dancing.
Why are we having this dance scene? We've had already several scenes that were just nothing but padding.
You
So
know, I
now
just-
we also have to have two random dancers in the middle
Yeah,
of the banquet.
I just want Gulliver to just cough on them now, just to give them a disease. At least something would come from that.
I wonder if I'm being too snarky and unfair to this film. You know what? I'm looking at Gulliver right now and...
Yeah. Oh my god.
Listen, this is the very definition of they tried. They really tried. They had everything against them, all odds against them. They still managed to succeed, and yet they still failed because Paramount was being Paramount.
Yeah, they kneecapped them, I can clearly see that.
Yes. Basically, to repay back Paramount for the excessive budget that they have spent on this, they had to give them all the money they would get from renting their films. And the
Yes.
only films that were selling at the time were the Popeye shorts.
Yeah.
And then there was their very second feature-length film, Mr. Bug Goes to Town from 1941, which never made back its budget.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be released on Christmas, but it was not. So it was released in spring later on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a failure, a commercial failure, unlike Gulliver. Guys, at least he's trying, he's having ideas.
Yeah, okay, come on. You
Oh,
gotta give him a
wait.
chance.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, they're sleeping. Look at all the sleeping
I can
babies.
crush them all in my crush them all and they wouldn't even know.
Yes, the king, Gabby, those two random guys I don't know anything about. They're all so cute.
Put my hand over them, put it down, and they're gone.
My babies. I'm attacking them?
My little man babies.
Okay, so there is something odiously condescending about Gulliver doing that to adult men.
Yeah.
He views them as babies, obviously, because they are so small.
Yeah.
Be very, very quiet. I'm squashing babies. Ha!
Oh my god.
Gulliver's Thunder Machine. Ah, smoking my trusty pipe while looking at the waves at night.
I'm
That is
smoking their
so
entire
relaxing.
stash.
I must say, this is one of the only few times in which Gulliver gets proper characterization. And it's very, very subtle. So subtle you might miss it, in fact. He is contemplative, looking at the sea, which is where he comes from, dreaming or daydreaming about his journeys, perhaps missing home.
Yeah. But this is
And
55
he
minutes
sings!
in the movie.
And he sings about it.
That would wake up all of them.
Wait
All
a
of
minute.
them.
Is he doing a duet with the sea?
She-
Is the sea singing with him?
voice. His first love, the ocean. What a beautiful voice.
I am Gulliver, the sailor man. I'm Gulliver, the sailor man.
Yeah, and he just stood by the beach all night long.
Gulliver, the sailor man. Whoa, get me spinach. Right, so what's happening today, Gulliver? Oh, he is carving a boat.
That can fit just one of them.
My god! Sheep production will be the faster it has ever been!
Yeah. And Gulliver leaves.
Wow, he made a sheep! It's a sheep that's impossible to
Steer or
to
move.
man. It's
You can fit like two of them on.
but who cares? He can blow us off, literally.
Dude,
Hey, Gulliver! There's a giant on the beach! Oh wait, it's just you.
just shut up.
Gabby, you're not my best friend. Go away.
I don't even think I know your name. Wah, wah.
Hey, if I befriend a giant, I'll be unstoppable! All shall kneel before me!
Yeah, I think that would be probably my plan if I was one of them. I wouldn't try to kill him.
What's happening to your voice, Gabby?
I'm just eating all this helium.
I've been screaming too much, my voice is a bit hoarse. I'm starting to sound like a certain sailor now.
Here, you gotta find me my helium tank.
So, I cannot do a proper Popeye impression, as you might have noticed, but that did not stop me from trying.
Yeah, you always gotta try. Just like
Yes.
Gulliver.
Because trying is the key word when it comes to this film. It's the main characteristic, really, of this feature. They tried. Oh, they tried so hard.
Yes.
They couldn't quite pull it off. You put the ball inside the hole, and then he goes there, and you pull the trigger, and then he dies. Yeah. Perfect plan.
plan.
Foolproof. The perfect murder.
Yeah.
Truly, this is some pre-Hitchcockian scheme. Huh?
Yeah, the
Oh,
line
no!
in the middle of the day.
He's coming this way! Oh no!
Oh, perfect. The hay will keep the fire warm.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah. Whoop.
Don't move! He can see us if we don't move.
It's just like the T-Rexes from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Oh no! Should I help them or should I play...
Tiddlywinks.
I guess we know the answer to that. Okay. They're burning alive! And he plays with a shadow. He plays shadow puppets. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Gulliver is such a good guy, after all.
Yes.
Perhaps a bit condescending, but he means well.
Good thing I will be killing him.
Very convincing. My, I believe you. Awkward fade and transition to... Who's this again?
Sleepwalking here.
Princess Early Morning Glory, I guess.
Yeah. With perpetually closed eyes. Oh, hey, it's you!
It's actually a relatively famous stylistic choice for realistic-looking characters back in the day.
Yes.
It's a staple from superhero comics and detective comics of the day.
Just have closed eyes?
Very slitted eyes.
Well, her eyes just look plain closed.
Yes, well, that's how Superman looked. That's how Dick Tracy looked. That's how Batman looked. You know. It's a pretty common stylistic choice at the time. Gabby. Oh, Gabby.
Gabby, just go back to bed.
Flailing that sword around. Okay, there is some good use of rotoscoping there, I was about to say.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Obviously reused the footage.
Yep.
Gabby, you are a couple of frames behind, it would seem.
Yeah, it's reusing your animation.
Oh! Somebody kidnapped the prince!
Where did he go?
I mean, these Lilliputians really don't strike me as particularly smart.
Yeah. Where did it go?
Hey, I'm so smart.
I'm a sneaky giant.
Okay, no, you might be crushing the poor guy.
He's a dead one. Here's a dead body.
Oh, look, the supposed main focus of the narrative is getting some screen time. Would you look at that? They desperately need some screen time.
Yeah.
But no, we don't have time for that. We need to go back to these fools.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with this gun? Yes, we're going to kill him. What do we do with the body? Oh, we can place him on our beach. And then we had somebody yell, "Hey, there's a giant on the beach!" Right, so Gulliver has been made knowledgeable of the issue here.
Yeah.
And his proposition to end all hostilities is to have both songs performed at the wedding.
Well, that's good. And the way he's going to convince them is by just walking up being like, I'm big. Listen to me.
Pretty much, yes! Oh, yes!
Destroy, crush, obliterate,
Destroy.
I love the fact that he begins every letter with "Dear Spies."
Yeah.
Cordially yours, King Bumbo.
Maybe you should put your own name on your spy letters.
Honestly, I would be happy if this film was nothing but the turbulent, wacky, and loving relationship between King Bombo and King Little. Those two are the MVPs, if you ask me. It sure is good that he was doing his job as a night patrol.
Bombo's attacking! Bombo's attacking! Bombo's attacking! I'm going...
No! There's a giant on the beach! I mean, they're attacking! I mean... I don't know what I'm doing anymore!
Yeah. This is the only thing I'm good for.
What? They're attacking! Oh no, war!
To the beach! The enemy attack!
To defend Lilliput. Yes, forward march.
What are you guys doing?
Let's announce to the enemy we're coming.
Gulliver!
Oh, I love watching this couple make out all night. What?
Yeah, actually, they have been there all night. Come to think of it. It was pitch dark, and now...
he was just watching them.
Yeah, he was eating popcorn. Yeah, I do miss my girls back home.
Now I can just watch other people.
Yeah.
Like a little
They
voyeurism
cannot
in me.
say no to me because I'm the giant, baby.
Yeah.
So, are you going to tell him about that message, the specific content of that message, which is about... Oh gosh, Gabby, you had one job! You had one job, Gabby!
See?
Excuse me, I'm coming through,
Okay, coming through.
Yeah, I messed up.
That bird has seen better days. Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum.
Yeah, a whole army for like 3 spies.
They are not going where they are going towards the beach.
Oh, right, they're going to the beach.
Because, guess what? There is a war at the beach! Oh my gosh. So it is pretty arduous to find material to comment on at some point.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and yet at the same time, there isn't, because as we established multiple times, most of this film is comprised of pointless scenes. Very well animated, pointless scenes. We are not very happy with you, Birdie.
Yeah, I think that birdie's cooked.
Well, our goose is cooked. Oh, well, that is fortuitous, to say the least. How do we ensnare him? Oh, I know! The old detour trick!
Yeah.
Oh no! So, mercifully, Gabby is out of the film, up until the epilogue. Let's go! We don't have any second to spare! Okay, you grab the bullet, you open the door, I'm going to prepare the gun, and we are a go.
Let's go, 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 go. At the very best, they would probably just shoot his kneecap with that gun. Oh.
Well, there is a very convenient belvedere there, if you so.
Yeah.
So, guys, don't fight. Stop it. War is bad, you guys. Listen to me. Come on. Hey, that's not nice.
Oh.
Where's Miss Spinach when he needs them? Okay, you guys pissed me off.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over there.
Okay, so this is one of the few elements that it's actually
Something's
loyal.
happening.
I was going to say loyal to the source material, to the book. Gulliver ends the war by essentially grabbing all the ships and pulling them to the beach through their anchors.
Yeah.
Which is a very peaceful way to resolve the contest, so to speak. Why did I say contest? It's a war.
Yeah. It is kind of a form of contest.
Yes. A form of contest. Right. I guess the winner gets to live? Haha! Look
Now I
at
get to pull them
me.
all ashore so they can attack us directly.
That's a great idea. It's a good thing I thought of it. I'm Gulliver.
Wait a minute. The giant's just putting his back to us. Fire at him.
This is a heavy burden. Oh,
That giant
David,
that scared
look!
us.
Oh my gosh, David! I have lines!
Ah,
David, look! They're going to kill Gulliver!
but
He's our
he's the one that
best
watched us in the night.
friends!
He's the one that watched us all night kissing. We gotta
Yes.
save him.
He's our best friends in the whole world. Think of all the beautiful memories we have together with him. We are
Yeah.
such complex characters.
Oh,
Look at him! Prince David to the rescue! He is the hero of this story! Oh my gosh. Right then.
Maybe you should have preloaded it before you got here.
There was no time! Ah. Will Prince David make it in time? To be continued? No.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Almost there. Almost. What the? Hey, that's my gun, you guys.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, I guess Prince David has had a little accident.
Oh.
Guns are dangerous, kids. David, my son! The son that I spent so much running time loving.
Loving quotation.
Never had a single scene together, come to think of it.
Yeah.
Even Princess Glory and her father had at least one scene together, shared, but King Bombo and David were not even in the same scene, in the same frame. Even once. Okay, so because there is no longer any subtext involving whatever commentary on human behavior you could possibly have in a Jonathan Swift book,
Right.
Gulliver has to spell out the moral of the story to the warring parties. Namely,
Oh.
war is bad, you guys.
Oh my god, Gulliver's so smart. I never would have thought of that.
You know, I'm pretty sure watching this film was akin to an exploding brain tumor to some of the academics who were big fans of the original book. I would have to imagine that's the case.
Yeah.
One of the most vexing, inflammatory, downright angry, satirical depictions of humanity, society as a whole.
Yeah.
And this adaptation is going on like war is bad.
Oh.
War is bad, you guys. Peace is good.
Yeah, we're all friends. Hooray!
This is a bit, underwhelming.
Yeah.
Gulliver.
No, I'm gonna
Gulliver, please.
Oh
put
yeah,
them
I love
down.
watching this.
But we all know what the real true love story of this film was. I'm glad that King Bombo and Little are back together. I was so invested in that.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, him. Hey, we're friends now! I'm going to kill you! And then the next day, there is a dead body on the beach.
Yeah.
Wait, so they built him a giant ship and named it Gulliver? Aha, I won that!
We used all our trees for this.
Yes, well, things are going to get rough next winter with the economy.
Yeah, we have to give them all our food, all our water.
But it sure was worth it to give this giant man a boat.
Yeah.
Right, so mercifully we have reached the end of the film.
Yay.
More or less. We need to have
they're
Gabby
so sad.
steal some more length, because we had not had enough of him already. Oh, could you please remove your face from my rectum, please? Okay.
But it's so comforting.
Well, it's a soft touch. Ah, yes. This was all just a dream. I'm going to wake up now in my bed at my home. Anytime now.
Either that or we go back to England and then just come back with a whole fleet of ships to take you over.
Well,
Goodbye.
Gulliver, the character is not from England, but yes, I get your point. Okay.
Take
And-
all the resources.
Right then, this was Gulliver's Travels, or rather, Gulliver's Travel.
Yeah, it's singular. He just went to one place.
Actually, he doesn't even travel. He's already there when the film starts.
Yeah. Gulliver washes up.
And the story is even barely about him. He is there to help the story
Yeah.
going along, but the story is really about the two kingdoms at war with each other, which, to be fair, it was also the case with the original book. But the point of the original book was to be a satire, so all of that does not apply here. Right, so... This was quite an experience. I hope you had some form of enjoyment from it.
I did. I was finally enjoying it by the end where, things were happening. Just like, oh my god, the story here! Not
Imagine
just
that.
walking around.
The Fleischer Studios, as I said before, they would close down their doors officially in 1942. In the last few months of the studios, it was not even run by either of the Fleischer brothers, whom had already gone their separated ways due to personal issues. A combination of that and Paramount being all greedy and screwy towards their general business practice ensured that their business practice would come to an end. Famous Studios would replace them in 1942 and they would continue on what they have been doing up to this point, namely the Superman cartoons and the Popeye cartoons. The first few very ambitious, very expensive Superman cartoons beginning in 1941 were really the last hurrah for the studios before their closure. It's safe to say they were never able to recover from losing Betty Boop due to the Hays Code saying, no, we don't like the sexy ladies anymore. America must be pure.
And it always remained pure after that.
If only they had managed to hang on a little bit longer, they could have resurrected the character after, Tex Avery and Red Dot Riding Hood took America by the storm and suddenly everyone was once again okay with sex appeal. The Fleischer Studios, all about surrealistic visionary imagery, supernatural satanism, and nightmare-fueling imagery in general. That was their bread and butter, and they could not sustain their business without their bread and butter. They tried, but they were not good at storytelling, generally speaking. On the other hand, studios like Disney and the Termite Terrace, which was the in-house Warner Bros. Studios, they managed to thrive in this particular new economy. And it's a good thing too. Unfortunately for the Fleischers, none of their characters after Betty Boop were their own original creations. Popeye was licensed from a comic. Superman, likewise. They never had their own mascot after that. And again, it's a shame, but what can you do?
Yeah, what indeed.
At the end of the day, Max Fleischer was not a very astute businessman. He tried, but he did not quite have the same business acumen as Walt Disney had. Disney managed to survive and become what it became. Max Fleischer did not. He simply vanished from the business altogether.
Right.
So, I hope this journey you had with us was as illuminating as it was entertaining. We most certainly had fun watching and commenting
I was
this
slightly
classic.
delusional. Yeah, I was
Slightly delusional.
from sickness.
Well, you might imagine then how some of these animators might have felt with all the overtime they put over to make this film happen.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. I have been Madhog.
And I've been WhyBoy.
Merry Christmas and Merry Holidays, everybody.
And see you in the new year.
Yes, if we all shall live to see it. Forever, forever.